Shaboom, shaboom. Hey, everybody, this is Just In Case. And boy, we're getting a lot of feedback, but Jerry's moving around, getting close to
I
his
can't
mic.
stand still, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish the play. Freaking, I'm in my jammies. I'm ready to go to bed. Can't you tell? I know.
Joining our friend, media personality Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Perspectives. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to Americans Talking.
Americans talking, indeed. Meatball's talking tonight, man. But yeah, all is good on this National Tequila Day. For our Mexican friends, I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart that in the past 32 years, I haven't had a drink because of them. So thank you very much. That stuff will make your brain come out of your ears, man. I woke up in the middle of an intersection, and I said, that was it. I said, you got a cop on your window doing that. And I'm like, no, I'm good. It woke me up to a different perspective about life that I don't need this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I want to have a life. So
Yes. I mean, oh God, I'll never forget it. But yeah, I expected a better life, and indeed, it came about from that.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, why are we here? What are we talking about? Me and you were expecting.
Yeah, I was expecting something different tonight, man. But then I put my hearing aids in. Now I expect a lot better. I can hear you now. I can hear the whole world now. This is that sly little component of us that few people realize is the anchor to our success and our failures in life. Hard lesson for me to learn because inspiration, motivation are great, and I'm an advocate of it. It's like drinking a mental Red Bull. It comes up and goes down. But if your core beliefs on the inside, the structure of who you are, your convictions that you carry are ultimately going to dictate that through your expectations in life. And it's simple example. Relationships. I mean, everybody wants to be in a relationship, man. But deep down, their past experiences run the show. They're saying, wait, you better not give it your all because you're going to get hurt again. And it hinders everything we're trying to do. And I just did a show last night on happiness. You know, who would have thunk it's me? No, not me. But there's a cultivation that we have to follow through every day with our thoughts to create that happiness. And our belief systems can be changed the same way. To expect something better, you have to plant something better. You have to plant better thoughts. You have to plant a better outlook on life, which is most importantly, to change your belief system, you just got to plant a better mental garden to overcome what you've been taught, most importantly, what you've experienced.
Okay. Well, you know, with relationships, we're not owed a specific expectation. I mean, we need to sometimes just dive in and roll with the punches, so to speak.
You know, it's a great topic to focus on with expectation because people have these, and I've done it. I've done it many times throughout my illustrious career. You get into these situations in life where literally you will not allow yourself to be yourself because your expectancy of it, and I'll give you the definition, your thoughts and expectations heavily influence your reality. You won't allow the whole self to come into the picture. Therefore, you self-sabotage it. This is your self-fulfilling prophecy that you can change. You can change literally your mental destiny, which is going to be your physical destiny, just by training and cultivating a new mindset every day to expect better. And from expecting better, you build more confidence to send out better vibrations to attract better. Few people will realize that and understand that, but it took me a long time to realize that indeed, yes, thoughts do become things. But from those thoughts becoming things, what things are you creating from that? When you start getting into the law of expectancy, understand that those deep beliefs and convictions that have been cultivated for years, most likely for decades, are now bubbling up and are hindering and could hinder your process and progress to what you're ultimately trying to attain.
Well, you're right, Jerry. You know, most people that fail in relationships or fail in anything is because they can't believe somebody worthwhile would be attracted to them.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh, go ahead.
and that's something, I matured through. I actually matured through it because when I was a teenager, I couldn't imagine. Well, then in relationships, I was taught to imagine and taught to believe. And all of a sudden, in the back of my narcissist mind, I believed I was a worthwhile catch. And I think everybody should have that belief.
Well, I don't think it's a narcissistic approach to it, but indeed, you give yourself a lot of credit.
Yeah, I do.
But not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. But you bring up a great point. It was installed early. Where me on the ladder, everything was quite the opposite. And you know me for 15, 16 years now. I mean, I wouldn't have the success with America's Mentor if my belief system was still anchored 15 years ago. And I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that it took a mental shift on the inside to create the success on the outside, because you're projecting from the inside out. And people feel that. They feel your vibe. They feel what's going on. And it can relate to them or it can push them away. I had all this knowledge. I had all this ability. But the core belief was installed decades before of not believing in myself, not believing in who I am, not believing that somebody would actually love me for who I am. How dare you think that? I mean, that's the kind of mentality I was brought up in. But as being a bigger person, as we are big people now, you have to come to that responsibility to understand that it can be changed. It really can, but it's a daily practice that is unnatural that will eventually turn natural. And if people can grasp hold of that for themselves and realize that anything is changeable in their life, but it requires you to have a different view, a different outlook, and a different perspective, and from there, you're going to create different occurrences.
No, absolutely. And then you'll start attracting the people that have that same belief system, which is what you really want.
Yeah. Like attracts like theory. I mean, it's all based in fuels. I mean, this I call it the sly emotion that kind of, well, we don't realize it's there until we self-sabotage every good thing in our friggin' life. I said, wait, what's going on? Well, you didn't expect the best. So if you don't expect the best, you are not going to receive the best, because we were taught, you can't think that way. You know, the majority of us were taught, you can't. You on the ladder had a good belief system installed. I mean, you should bottle that and sell it, man, because from that age, it brought you to where you are. It brought you all your successes. It brought you all the opportunities in life. Me, I thought I had to fight for everything. You expected it. But yet people called you a narcissistic kind of viewing person just for believing in yourself like that. I mean, you can't do that. This is what I'm getting at. We're shot down for believing in ourselves. We're told you can't do that. It shouldn't be done that way. You can't. It's not how things are done. And I can give you an expletive to give an answer to that, but I won't. But people can figure it out for themselves. It's your way that is going to make a way. And you believing in yourself is going to construct the beliefs to get to that true self.
Well, as young men, we hit a wall called puberty, which turns us into bumbling, stumbling fools.
Oh, God, the two-headed monster.
Yeah. And, our voices are cracking, we can't talk to people, we're insecure. And then eventually, most of us get through it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you had a great upbringing, and just by what you've told me throughout the years, and it installed a great belief system within you that has carried you this far. I can honestly say, without Cuervo Gold, mind you, I mean, I didn't need that stuff. I just did it for fun, but I learned the hard way. But I had to realize for myself that I was my own self-fulfilling prophecy. And when you realize that you can go, and you're at this fork in the road, man, you can go in one direction or the other, but you have to realign the mental mindset that you're living in. And if people think that it's hard, it really isn't. It's a practice every day, as we do with anything, like with America's Mentor and your shows that are out there. It's a daily practice of what we're giving ourselves to the people. And people got to ask themselves, what are you giving to the world, man? What are you giving yourself out there as? Do you expect good things to happen to you? Do you expect to achieve your goals? I mean, these are hard questions you got to ask yourself, because if you hinder for that 1 second with a pause, well, maybe you need to do some work before you even attempt it, because you may get there, you may change the energy a little bit, but eventually you're going to self-sabotage it. I'm just trying to save people from a lot of pain. If you're trying to get into a relationship, but emotionally you're a wreck on the inside, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to get involved like that again? Is it out of a need or some kind of fix that you need in life? I get it. But realize the outcome is going to be virtually the same as your last relationship, because you're bringing in all the same components in this new, supposedly new, but in essence, you're just recreating the old all over again.
Well, you're exactly right. And the subsequent relationships for those people tend to be worse than the one before.
And they blame the outside world, which is quite ironic, because I see it on social media all day long. He, she did that. No, Meatball, you attracted that he or she, or whatever pronoun you want to use nowadays. I mean, when people take that kind of responsibility, knowing that they are their own self-fulfilling prophecy on how they think. Most importantly, because we have this amazing component between our left and right ear, and a mindset that tells it what to do. All you have to do is tell it what to do. Tell it every day it's going to be a good day. Tell it every day that you're going to achieve your goals. You keep being your own self-coach and coaching yourself every day. That kind of attitude can only create better. You're not going to go against anything, because you're cultivating in essentially a brand new emotional garden. And from that emotional garden, your belief systems, your habits, your behaviors, and your reality has to match it. It's law. It's perfection of the universe. And to me, you can't lose at this game. Bettering yourself, you just started the process of changing everything about yourself. But it starts with expectancy. What do you expect is what you get.
Well, and you coined it. It's a game. It's a game. You're not going to win every step, so to speak, but you're going to make progress. And that's what we talk about all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Get a foundation and a starting point, and let's get on this adventure, because life is an adventure.
Yeah, what was it? Florence Scovel Shinn had a great book, Your Words Are Your Wand. And indeed, she said life is a game, and how you play it will determine if you win or lose. And she goes into spiritual laws and all this kind of divine expectancy. Indeed, you have to get to that soul, your soul, that divine expectancy of who you are. And start realizing that's your PowerPoint. Not the outside world, not your ego with the acronyms of exit, God out, that kind of, mantra right there. But it's that inner core, that inner belief system that you send out every day. You can see what you're attracting. If you're attracting chaos in your life, your expectation every day is waking up to chaos. That's what's going on in here. That's just manifesting in your outside world. That should be the biggest red flag for everything, for relationships, to money, everything in your life. If you don't have money, it's because you expect not to have money. If you have a little money, it's because you expect to only have a little bit of money. If you expect to get hurt in a relationship, go right ahead, because it's just going to happen all over again, because that's your belief system. So expectancy is everything. It's you understanding that that's your PowerPoint. It's like your little internal cell tower, just projecting out exactly what you truly feel on the inside about yourself.
Yeah, and back to, every little step of progress, you'll feel better about yourself.
Ooh.
You'll feel more confident.
Ooh.
And you will project that, and then the laws of attraction will start to work to your benefit.
Great point. People ask me, how do you fix it? And you got to fix it yourself, Meatball, first off. But what helped me is outcome. That is your emotional that's the new garden you should cultivate. The end result. People, we were taught, you can't imagine that. You can't do that. No, you just stop believing the garbage that you were taught growing up. Realize imagination is the creation before the creation. You start getting in the end result of you having that soulmate, of you having that successful outcome, of you earning the money that you deserve, and you start living in that, start seeing the visions of it in your mind every day and practicing that, it becomes a natural effect. And to me, that was life changing for me, because when Neville Goddard taught me that many moons ago, it was hard to implement, because I was like, wait, how can I visualize an end? But then I said, wait, how do I feel about an end? And I started working from there, as you said, with progress. You know, your mentality obviously creates your reality, indeed. But the mentality has to be trained to understand what you're looking for. It's begging you. Your mind doesn't control you. It takes commands from you. It's begging you to tell it what to do. Otherwise, you're going to live in this default mode of your old past experiences, recreating it every day, where it's just giving you what you do every day. That's what I mean. It's definitely a game. You pick. You can either be a pawn in this life, or you can grow beyond that.
Well, absolutely. You can reboot.
It's about just changing your default. You know, I mean, we all live in this default mentality of our past experiences. If they're good, that's great. You're gonna keep manifesting them. If they're bad, if they're traumatic, if they're that kind of outcome that you've always experienced, you're so used to it. You're in that default mode. But you want to have a great life. Okay, fine. You have to change the default mode. You have to go to the inner core. You have to go to the motherboard of the internal workings of the mind and work with that every day. It's not hard, but it's just a matter of deciding what you want. Okay, fine. I want this in my life. Okay, fine. Do all the homework with it. Get in the visual reality of it from the inside out. Get the feelings of it, most importantly. And you're going to start manifesting that slowly with synchronicities to match that, because the law of attraction can only give like attracts like. The same energy attracts the same energy. It's just about you changing your frequency. But deep down, your core beliefs and your values and your convictions are all hampered by past experiences. That's where the outlook comes in. That's where you go and visualize your outcome and believe in it every day and start living in that. Therefore, you start attracting that.
Right, absolutely. You know, living in the moment, which is what you and I really strive to do.
Oh, since day one.
People need to give up on their laurels. And what I mean by that is your laurels are important to you, but keep them buried. Keep them buried where you can draw on experiences to help you keep moving forward.
Yeah, it's hard because the experiences are supposed to be a lesson. But people live in them like it's going to be the next step. Okay, here we go again. Here we go again. And I lived that for decades, man. Here we go again. Okay, fine. I met this great person. Oh, here we go again. Okay, 3 months of honeymoon and out the window. I mean, it's exactly what it did. It's just the same thing over and over again. I had to wait. I'm destroying perfect opportunities to better myself. I'm destroying perfect opportunities to find that soulmate. I'm destroying everything to gain monetarily from whatever I'm doing, because I expect to lose my job, and I got laid off. You really didn't want that job anyway. You expected to lose it. You can't blame life for your troubles. You got to look in the mirror and realize what's your core belief system to attract all these scenarios and situations in your life. It's not hard. It really isn't. It's just you taking a better perspective of yourself and realize what you expect is what you're going to get. So if you're not expecting good, you got to take a quick look at yourself and realize, what am I really thinking about all day long? And what am I expecting all day long? Because this is what I'm going to get all day long.
You know, I come from a generation, you almost do, that I couldn't trust anybody that didn't wake up in a pool of their own blood. That being said, until they were at the bottom and experienced the bottom, they would not be worthwhile going forward.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, the bottom feeder. Yeah, I was there, man. Even the starfish were above me. I mean, I was lower than that. I mean, it was a mess. But yeah, great point. Great point. Proceed.
Well, but that's a baseline for me. I'm not in a pool of my own blood.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up roses and lollipops. It's an attitude. It's an attitude, and it's a fun attitude to have.
See, I didn't take it that way. I took my experiences, and you know me, I took it personal. I mean, I literally took it against me in a bad way, when I should have took it as a learning experience. But from that being said, after a while, when you come out of your stupor, when you come out of your Stratocaster playing mentality that you're throwing at yourself every day, you realize, wait, I created all this. I created the downfall. I had to alleviate the old by losing everything to gain a new. You have to make space for that, mentally, physically, and spiritually, to gain that new life. So what I learned from that, living in that little 12 by 12, was understanding that I was the source. It took me years to figure it out, a lot of reading and perspective and all this other garbage going on in my head. But when I realized, when I looked in the mirror, it was all me. I created all this. I didn't really want where I was anymore. I didn't want to admit it. But then it happened. I said, wait, what's the problem? Well, you got what you wished for. You inadvertently created that. And from there, that's when everything started going upward. I passed the starfish. Little by little, started to float up, man. Little by little. And here I am from there, and still growing from that. Just like you are, and hopefully everybody else can learn from these experiences in their own life. Not to take them personal, but as a great lesson to learn, to understand that they created it somehow, some way, with their thoughts, belief, and expectation about the situation, and move forward.
Well, and I had an adolescent belief that if I was going through something, everybody was going through something.
Ooh. Where are you getting these thoughts tonight? Good for you. Hey, but
Well, I must be semi-awake.
But you got a fantastic point. I mean, you're right. We all we're all the same. I mean, but we take it all different ways.
Yes.
And that's a great point. I mean, people think, oh, this is happening to me, just me. No, BS. It's happening to a lot of people. But it's just happening in different ways, and their own, how they fashioned it was by their belief system and thoughts about it. How they proceed forward is their beliefs and their thoughts about it. You were pre-installed with good hardware that didn't have any malware in it. You had, but you had the person. We're talking about computers here.
I like to believe that.
I know, right? but think of yourself now. I mean, compared to where you've been before and how you've achieved what you've achieved. I love that I came from the bottom like that, because Jim Carrey said it best. I wish people could experience all the riches and the fame and then realize it doesn't make you who you are. It's finding yourself. So everybody's out there trying to attain all this stuff, not realizing they're still hurt on the inside. And that's just going to be their self-fulfilling prophecy in the end anyway. So why not fix the machine so the car will definitely run better?
I like that, Jerry. And I think that's a good point to put this thing in the books.
In the can we go.
Okay. Hey, everybody. This has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Perspectives on American Talking. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links provided in this video is read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about it. Jerry Maldonado. Time permits.